Australia have survived day 4. A little bit pretty. It started pretty good. Obviously, Marnus getting out at the end wasn't great. There was, probably more overs than I would have thought. The forecast did change a little bit, and I suppose England are hoping that that stays the same and things change coming into day 5 because it doesn't look great. You see there the draws at 74.5%, and that's probably about fair. I still love that they've given Australia a chance to win this, which is 0 at this point. Really, so England should be winning. A big score from Marnus in there. They're 61 behind coming into day 5, and I would suggest that they need probably a couple of hours of play to win this match, England, and probably any more than that, I think they're in a little bit of trouble. The Australians, I think easily they could bat out an hour and a half pretty comfortably, or maybe get sort of 50 ahead and make it a little bit of like a 5-over slog for England, which we know they're very much capable of. So let's hope that there is a couple hours play and it gives us something to watch, and obviously a little bit of theatre coming into the end of this 4th test match. And you look at that innings from Marnus there at number 3, and I spoke about it in yesterday's review. There was that Marnus at 40 odd coming into this day needed to get a big 100, and it was looking that way at 111 off the 173. Scored fairly freely, had a couple of good sixes there off Moeen and Rudy, and did a great job until it looked like the big thing here is that you look at that and you go, okay, he's faced 173 balls, he should be able to cut one for 4, and he ended up nicking it. Good take in the end from Johnny Bairstow, but from that point there, you look at that and go, well, he should be hitting that. And the big thing there is that Root actually showed that he actually could do a fair bit with the ball. He was able to skid a few through. He was able to move them a little bit off the seam, get a little bit of bounce, and Marnus did not look comfortable at all facing him. And he did go for a lot of runs, as you'll see down here. He's gone 6 overs for 32, but it was sort of 3.5 for 20 odd runs there before that sort of finish at the end. And he was actually one of the ones that actually looked most promising and most threatening there. They had to bowl the spinners for the most part back at the end of that day there, given the light. Obviously things kind of change a little bit when the ball gets a little bit wetter. It's very hard for it to move in the air, and that's sort of the big advantage for the England pace bowlers. But it did show that Root actually could cause a little bit of damage there, and there's still some brittleness in this batting lineup. Green hasn't looked like scoring well in a while. Kerry's obviously had a few lower scores of recent time, and then you're getting into Stark, who's probably the most informed guy out of those three. And from there, you should be able to get through the tail on a day 5 pitch. Obviously, with a bit of rain around, bit of overcast conditions, it could be a little bit tough to bat for sure. But it's obviously gonna be tough to bowl as well. And I just wanted to really shout out Mitch Marsh here for his 31 of 107. His ability to show 2 different sides to his batting is very, very impressive, and a massive improvement since coming back into this test team. The confidence that he's showing and being able to do it in multiple ways is really, really impressive to me. Marnus really needed this one. It was his second 100 away from Australia, so 11 total, 9 in Australia there. And really needed to save this, because if he doesn't do that, if that partnership doesn't stay together, they obviously went for plenty of runs there. Marsh came in at 108 for 4, and then Marnus left at 211. So 103 partnership was so important for their ability to potentially save this test match, and did an amazing job of that. So Marnus, well needed. He's been getting himself out the last couple of tests, the last couple of innings anyway, and this one was able to get right through and bat well. So good to see him get a little bit of confidence. We need that from Smithy now to kind of control things going forward into the 5th test match. But we have tomorrow, we have tonight basically to sort this one out, and hopefully can bat a couple of hours, because I imagine that is all the time that we're going to get on this 5th day. Really not too much else to say. The bowling was solid overall. Anderson still going at his 1.7. Runs were hard to come by apart from when Joe Root came on, but obviously that ended up with the wicket to Marnus there. Moeen Ali doesn't look like he's proving too much of a threat at this point. It was Joe Root with his ability to change it up, the skidders, a little bit of bounce off that seam there as well. Wokesy's still looking good. He's 12 overs, 1 for 31. Not much else to say other than really who's going to want this more if we do get 2 hours of play. Are Australia going to be able to dig in and get through this? Because if they are able to do that, then they'll get away with the draw. If they can't, they play some rash shots, then England are going to come away the victors in this one. So not much else to say there. Wasn't a lot of play. Looked very solid. Marsh was just hitting him off his legs. He ended up having one big swipe, which he almost got caught off. But other than that, he was just back in his shell and just doing his thing and playing straight. And that was serving both of them really well. As soon as they drifted onto legs, they were able to play it there and a couple of half volley cover drives. basically was the bulk of it. So that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one, and good luck to the Aussies and England on day 5.